Oh, can you hear me or?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you now too. I think we're good.
Okay.
Now it came in really clear.
Okay, good.
Cool, nice glasses. Those are awesome. They say New York on them.
Yeah, in France, it's where the designers have locations. So they were
Oh, that's
sunglasses. I got
awesome.
them made into regular glasses because I like text. So, uh-oh, you froze. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we're getting a lot of freezing. Let me check my internet looks good.
Yeah, mine's good.
Okay. Oh, and
We we could do Google Hangout
okay.
if this is an issue.
Oh, it froze again on me.
Yeah. What about Google Hangout?
Um, I guess we could try that.
I keep thinking like, why is it giving you such a hard time though?
I'm not sure. I did it yesterday. I just did it yesterday and this morning it was okay.
Okay.
Well, now it seems okay.
All right.
There it goes. Maybe that's is it working solid on your end now?
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, let's begin while we have it.
Yeah, really.
Um, First of all, I just wanted to say a big congratulations on being a Bram Stoker nominee.
Thank you.
That's
It's great.
amazing. How cool.
Yeah.
Where were you when you heard the news?
I was in the um actually I was in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Um because I remember the initial one I was in the elevator, but that when I found out I was a finalist, was in Puerto Rico um on vacation with my husband, and I got the email and I ran screaming outside. I had expected it several days later, and so it was such a wonderful surprise. But to get that news down there was very meaningful.
wow. Why was it meaningful down there? Just is that a special place or?
I'm Puerto Rican, and that's where my mother was.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, and besides the fact that that's where my family is, that's where the book Five Midnights is based. The one that is a finalist. So it was sort of had layers of
Wow.
significance. Yeah,
Oh, that is just so cool.
yeah.
Well, what else can you tell us about Five Midnights or to the folks watching?
Um, well, I mean, I it's a young adult novel, and I was raised on horror, and so it's sort of always something I come back to. Um, and heard about the legend of El Cuco, who is the equivalent of the boogeyman. And what I found, and parents would say to their kids, "You better behave, or El Cuco's going to get you." And I what a thing to tell kids before they go to bed, And so I started researching it and found that the legend is in pretty much every Hispanic culture. They have different names, El Coco, Cucuy in Mexico. And I just found that fascinating. And so I started to think about it. I said, well, and it was a time in my parenting life where I felt particularly powerless. And so the idea of calling on a supernatural monster for negative reinforcement was fascinating to me. So I started to think about it, and I said, so parents call upon this monster. What if he really came? And so that was sort of the concept that started it. And then I wanted to deal issues of addiction always come up in my work because I grew up child of an addict, and so it's sort of I wanted to address that. I also wanted to address the changing atmosphere in Puerto Rico on the island. It's a difficult time, and things are challenging. So I wanted to sort of address that. So it has some anti-colonialist sort of in there as well, but I just mainly wanted I found the legend fascinating and I wanted to explore it further. So that's sort of where it came from.
That's awesome. How is Puerto Rico nowadays? I mean, I know like what was it 2 years ago the storm hit and really did a lot of damage. But then, the news gets on to the latest, greatest thing.
I know.
You've been there recently, so
Yeah.
what's it really like on the ground down there?
I mean, they've recovered quite a bit. There are still towns, generally poor towns who are having issues with power. But we are a resilient people. The earthquakes started again in the fall, and winter. So presented another set of challenges. And right now, we got another virus. So they're doing as well as can be expected.
Ugh.
Yeah. But I actually, when I was in copy edits for Five Midnights, the hurricane happened, and everything in Puerto Rico is pre-Maria and post-Maria, and so I felt like I had to address it. And so the sequel actually takes place after Hurricane Maria on the island. So,
Wow. Oh, so there's a sequel, huh?
yeah, Category 5. It comes out in June.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Wow, so you have a sequel to a Bram Stoker nominated book.
So
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about it? Get us psyched up about it, or not yet? We have to keep it secret.
Well, sort of. It's the same set of characters,
Oh,
the surviving
okay.
one, and it takes place after the hurricane, so it's very much about what they struggled with down there. But it also has ghosts, zombies, ghosts, sort of in there, and possible serial killer, and it was a lot of, sad to say, fun to write. I mean, again, this is my genre, so I had a really good time with it. But and Vieques is an island off of Puerto Rico that the Navy had occupied, and so it's gone through some changes as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You mentioned the virus that's going around. How are you and your family holding up during this insane, like, really long I Am Legend cosplay going on?
I know. It's so funny because I think we've all horror writers imagined much worse. And so
Yeah.
it's actually kind of, there are no zombies at the door. So I have plans for that. This I didn't have plans for. But we're holding up. I'm an extrovert, and so it's kind of hard to be working from home so much.
Yeah.
But we're in Vermont. I mean, that's where I live now. And so we're very spread out. Social distancing isn't so hard. On the island, it's much more complicated. And so at first I was like, boy, I wish we were still in Luquillo and being able to shelter in place there. But they said, no, they're being very strict, and they closed the beaches. They have experience with viruses, and so they're really trying to contain it.
Wow. As far as your publishing schedule, it sounds like everything's still on track, right? More or less?
Yes,
Or
they went through back and forth as to what was best, but we're going to stick with the original release date of June 2nd. So much is in flux right now, but
yeah.
I'm so excited it's staying. My tour will not be physical. It will be like this, and maybe blog tour, but that's okay. It's a different time anyway. Oh, I think you froze.
Yeah. Oh,
You're back.
I'm still here.
Okay, good.
I'm here. Okay. Have any other projects been impacted by this on your end at this point?
Not yet, except for
Okay.
not writing wise. I recruit for Vermont College of Fine Arts for our MFA in writing, and that is, we're actually in a good position to do it because we do distance learning, but it's had its own challenges for that. So my day job, yes. My writing, not so far.
Oh, good. Can you tell us what college you're at? Are you up at, like,
Fine Arts?
oh, Vermont College of Fine Arts?
Yes.
Nice. Good.
In Montpelier.
Good one. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. I've worked there for 20 years. I recruit writers for the adult writing and the writing for children and young adults program. So, but the thing is, again, we were already distance, low residency, and so the transition hasn't been as difficult as maybe residential programs.
Good, good. Wow. Well, it's definitely a scary time, and we're dealing with that with StokerCon. Did you have any plans to go to StokerCon in the UK by
You
any
know,
chance?
I wanted to so badly, and my husband and my agent and I, we talked about it, and it was just when the virus was starting to um, not peak, it was just beginning. And my husband was just concerned because I'm asthmatic and it's traveling internationally. And so we went back and forth. And then by the time I had sort of decided, it looked like everything was being postponed. I was actually at AWP, another writers conference, when sort of things started to hit the fan. So, but I saw the new date. I would love that. So I'm hopeful.
Okay. Well, yeah, they do have the tentative dates in August, so hopefully, it would be amazing. We'll see. We're all kind of in a wait and see and uncharted waters here.
I appreciate you
So,
guys dealt much have had to deal with so much, and I really appreciate all you do. Um,
oh,
but this is like the Academy Awards, so for
yeah,
horror. So I am just thrilled to be a finalist. So
cool.
whatever happens on the 18th happens.
Right, and we're going to be definitely doing the streaming Stoker Awards. So
I
we're
love it.
setting that up right now. So trying
Yay!
to figure that all out and all the tech stuff, and it's kind of interesting. So
Yeah,
pretty cool. And if you can't make the UK, we are going to be in Denver the year after
I
this.
was planning on that one. Yeah,
That,
because the year before I had wanted to go, but I was in the final stages of the book, and I wanted, I thought the UK was going to be my first, but
totally
yeah, and it probably will still be, hopefully,
cool.
August.
Well, I really am looking forward to it because I'm a big Bronte sisters fan, and I want to see that. And apparently, there's Whitby with the castle and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing all that classic Gothic literature background.
Love it. I love
But
it.
but I guess we'll, if not August, who knows, right? We'll get there at some point and get it going. So you have a new book coming out. Are you working on anything fun right now? Are you writing now or
I actually am. I'm working on two projects. One of them I can't. It's a secret, but it's a horror
okay,
rom-com. I can say that. Um,
cool.
yeah, I'm very excited. And then I'm revising a magical realist novel, adult novel that um, I wrote during actually my own MFA, and it's gone through all these incarnations. And the interesting thing is that I sat down to revise this last revision, and because of all that's going on, it's kind of darker than I anticipated.
Oh,
But I think that's par for the course.
yeah. Well, one of the things I thought was interesting was I was talking to a couple of writers, and there's definitely going to be a glut of post-apocalyptic storytelling, but like horror has always done, it's not going to be like what we've seen. It'll definitely be morphing and changing, and we'll be addressing this new strange world, which
I know.
horror does so well.
Well, I remember
So,
last year somebody saying, well, post-apocalyptic is done now. Like, what are you talking about? It's been around forever. It's sort of like zombies. I love zombies. I don't care. I don't care if they're in vogue
yeah,
or not. They're one of the few things left that truly frighten me. And so
yeah.
I'm like, I don't care what's in vogue, whatever. I will say that I am exploring, I'm working on an adult novel. I'm exploring eco horror, which is my new sort of obsession. And that came from a conversation with
Oh,
Paul
wow.
Tremblay. He's doing all this incredible work in that. And so I want to explore that piece. So that's going to be my next area.
Oh, that's amazing. And there's a lot of horror to be found there. I mean, there's some
Oh,
really good stuff.
oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we got climate change and all of this, and it is truly scary, like real life scary. So, um, but that's how we deal with it. I mean, I think that's why horror has always appealed to me. It's a way to deal with whatever stress you're dealing with in your own life, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great quote. And I think it's very apt. And I think that's what keeps us telling stories and keeps the readers coming back.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. You can say,
Very
well,
cool.
you know, my life's a mess, but at least there aren't aliens harvesting my blood for fertilizer. That's what you sort of like, it's okay. It's better than them. And so I'm okay. Anyway.
Totally. Totally. Um, well, do you have any last words before we wrap up? Any last thing you want to share?
Um, just that I said this in my, acceptance recording, is that the horror community, writing community, has been so supportive of me. And I got to meet a whole bunch of some people at AWP. And I don't know, there's just so many interesting people out there, and the writers I've met in person, I've been so struck by how kind and supportive they are. So I'm, I this is a particular honor for me, is to be a finalist in this, because it's horror writers,
Amazing. Yeah, your tribe.
Exactly. Exactly.
Where can folks find you online if they want to follow you and learn about your works and keep up to date on you?
Sure. I have a website, and Davila Cardinal, and I'm also I'm
Okay.
very active on Twitter and Instagram, but it's ANN without an E, and then Davila Cardinal, like the bird. So, but
Oh,
I
okay.
I love social media. I love images. I love following writers and connecting, and so I'm always could be found there.
Oh, awesome. Well, oh, um, it froze there just at the last
Yeah,
moment, but that's perfect. Uh, Thank you so much for, taking the time today to talk to me and everybody, and congratulations again.
thank you.
And we'll be in touch.
And thank you for everything you do, and I
Definitely.
appreciate the interview.
Oh, thank you too. And stay healthy and stay well.
You too, and I will be watching on the 18th with
And we'll
bells
talk to you
on.
soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.